The Department of Homeland Security just dropped a bombshell that could completely change how millions of people travel to and from the United States. If you're a foreign national, a green card holder, or someone planning to visit America, what I'm about to tell you could save you from a nightmare at the airport, or worse, being denied entry entirely. This isn't just another routine policy update that gets buried in government paperwork. This is a major shift that affects every single person who isn't a U.S. citizen, and the implications are staggering. Whether you're a permanent resident who's called America home for decades, or a tourist planning your dream vacation, these new rules are already creating chaos at border crossings nationwide. Here's what's happening right now that the mainstream media isn't telling you clearly enough. The DHS has implemented sweeping changes to travel requirements that go far beyond what most people realize. These aren't minor adjustments to existing procedures. We're talking about fundamental changes to how the United States processes and monitors foreign nationals entering and leaving the country. Let me break this down in a way that actually makes sense. Because the official government language is deliberately confusing and bureaucratic. The new travel rule establishes enhanced screening protocols for all foreign nationals, including those who previously had streamlined entry processes. This means even if you've been traveling to the U.S. without issues for years, everything just changed. The first major component involves expanded documentation requirements. Foreign nationals must now provide additional verification materials beyond standard passports and visas. This includes detailed itinerary information, proof of accommodation arrangements, and in some cases, evidence of financial stability during their stay. The government wants to know exactly where you're going, where you're staying, and how you plan to support yourself. But here's where it gets really concerning for green card holders specifically. Previously, permanent residents enjoyed relatively smooth re-entry processes after international travel. That's no longer guaranteed. The new rules subject green card holders to enhanced questioning and documentation review, particularly if they've been outside the United States for extended periods. The timing requirements have also become much stricter. Foreign nationals must now submit certain documentation at least 72 hours before travel, not upon arrival as was previously acceptable in many situations. Miss this deadline, and you could find yourself stuck at the airport or denied boarding entirely. What's driving these changes? According to DHS officials, the new measures are designed to strengthen national security and improve tracking of foreign nationals within U.S. borders. They cite increasing global security threats and the need for more comprehensive monitoring systems. However, critics argue these measures create unnecessary barriers and could significantly impact legitimate travel and immigration. The enforcement mechanism is where things get really serious. The new system includes automated flagging for travelers who don't meet the enhanced requirements. This means computers, not humans, are making initial determinations about who gets flagged for additional screening or potential denial of entry. Once you're in the system as flagged, getting removed from that status becomes extremely difficult. For business travelers, this creates a nightmare scenario. Imagine you're a foreign executive who regularly travels to the U.S. for meetings and conferences. Under the old system, you might have breezed through immigration with minimal questions. Now, you could face extensive delays, missed meetings, and potentially damaged business relationships due to unpredictable processing times. The impact on families is equally devastating. Green card holders who travel frequently to visit relatives abroad are discovering that each return trip now involves uncertainty and stress they never experienced before. Some are reporting questioning sessions that last hours, with immigration officials scrutinizing every aspect of their travel plans and personal circumstances. International students face particularly complex challenges under the new rules. Those studying in the U.S. on various visa types must now navigate additional layers of documentation and approval processes for travel home during breaks or emergencies. The fear is that many will simply avoid traveling at all, creating emotional and financial hardships for families separated by immigration status. The technology component of these new rules deserves special attention. The DHS has implemented advanced biometric tracking systems that monitor foreign nationals' movements within the United States. This isn't just about entry and exit anymore. The government now has enhanced capabilities to track where foreign nationals go and how long they stay in specific locations. Privacy advocates are raising serious concerns about the scope of data collection and how this information might be used beyond immigration enforcement. The new system creates detailed profiles of foreign nationals, that include travel patterns, accommodation preferences, and social connections within the United States. What makes this situation even more complex is the inconsistent implementation across different ports of entry. Travelers are reporting vastly different experiences depending on which airport, border crossing, or immigration office they encounter. Some locations are strictly enforcing every aspect of the new rules, while others seem to be applying them more selectively. The appeals process for those affected by the new rules is another major concern. Foreign nationals who are denied entry or face significant delays have limited recourse options. The administrative appeals process can take months or even years, during which time their ability to travel or maintain their immigration status remains in limbo. Legal experts are predicting a wave of litigation challenging various aspects of these new rules. They argue that some provisions may violate due process rights and international treaty obligations. However, immigration law gives the executive branch broad authority to implement such measures, making successful legal challenges difficult. For those planning future travel, preparation is now absolutely critical. The old approach of showing up at the airport with basic documentation is no longer sufficient. Travelers need to understand exactly what the new requirements are for their specific situation and ensure they have all necessary documentation well in advance. The economic implications extend far beyond individual inconvenience. Tourism industry representatives are already reporting decreased bookings from international visitors who are either confused by the new requirements or simply choosing to avoid the hassle entirely. Business organizations are expressing concern about the impact on international commerce and professional relationships. If you're affected by these changes, document everything. Keep detailed records of your interactions with immigration officials, any delays or problems you experience, and how the new rules impact your travel plans. This information could be crucial if you need to challenge decisions or demonstrate patterns of unfair treatment. The bottom line is that international travel involving the United States has fundamentally changed. Whether you support these security measures or view them as overreach, the reality is that millions of people must now navigate a much more complex and unpredictable system. Stay informed, prepare thoroughly, and understand that what worked before may no longer be sufficient under these new rules.